bleeding is probably something that shouldn't be done so much anyway. I guess light bleeding might not be so offensive, but when you start getting into like wearing a crimson mask or whatever, there are health issues that are involved there. Obviously, there is no OSHA for pro wrestling,
yeah.
So I think there is probably a lot that needs to come. We have a long way to go when it comes to blood-borne illnesses in professional wrestling and being preventative about them. But I think we've definitely come a long way with managing blood, especially the WWE. They'll straight up stop a match completely if somebody bleeds. But and some argue that takes away from the drama of the match, which it does. But that's an argument for another day. I think it's all just about judging what is safe and what is unsafe for a human being to do. And I think pro wrestling at the end of the day should be safe, because as entertaining as it is not worth another human's life, as we have learned tragically too many times in the world of pro wrestling.
Agreed. Shotgun, are you even still there?
Oh, well, I'll take that as a no. I think we've hit our 30-minute mark anyway. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap it up for the week.
Yep.
I don't have anything else to add to you.
Tune into my show tomorrow, Open Mic Wrestling Night, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can also tune into DJ Classic.
What the fuck was that?
You weren't answering.
It wasn't letting me.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
And I figured you let go, and then I hung up.
Shotgun, you got any plugs you want to throw out there before we sign off for the week?
I didn't even get a chance to finish my damn point.
Well, finish your point. If you have to go, Archie, go. That's fine. I could finish this off for Shotgun. I'm having fun with this.
All right. I'll see you guys next
before
week.
you go, I gotta make a point of this, Archie. What you asked me earlier. Would you rather take a thumbtack bump to bump on thumbtacks or a dragon suplex? I wouldn't want to take either. That's like if I asked you, hey, listen, would you rather I kick you in the balls or like poke your eyes out? You wouldn't want either to happen to you. Why would you even make that choice?
I wasn't trying to like make it as like an either or thing. I was just trying to say it's probably safer to do the thumbtacks bump, whether you want to or not. Small puncture wounds are probably not as high on the scale of injury as permanent brain damage. That's all my point was. I mean, if you don't want to do a thumbtack bump, then don't do it. I mean, I don't want to do any kind of bump, so obviously I'm not going to try and sit here and tell anybody else to do something that they don't want to do.
And I've taken a dragon suplex, and that sucks. I'd rather take the thumbtack bump, to be honest.
Because you don't know. You don't even know what it's like to be poked by more than one thumbtack.
I have, actually. Completely by accident, but I know. Not in a wrestling match, either.
No, I did that on purpose one time, actually. I wanted to know what it felt like, and so I bumped onto some thumbtacks. It's actually it's not as bad as you think it is. It's not as bad as you think it does. I was a Mick Foley fan as a kid, just like you. I just must have been a little more dedicated.
That's a lot more than just dedication there.
Never mind. I clearly see I'm going to be outvoted in this.
I'm not trying to say that you're wrong, because, I mean, as I was trying to say before, I mean, none of this is really wrong. It's just a matter of opinion and a matter of interpretation and all that other shit. You know, it's...
I'll tell you what. If they can get over without having to use thumbtacks and tables, then maybe I would be willing to consider the argument. But considering most of these guys, like, you know what? I don't even want to name names, but like we know who they are.
Right.
if all they can do to get over is do all this hardcore wrestling bullshit, they're not actual wrestlers. They're marks. And the reason they do this is because people they know people watch it. And I'm not. That's not an indictment on you, Dave. It's not an indictment on you, Arch.
That's fine.
That's literally the crux of why they do this, because they know it'll get attention. But is it even the right kind of attention?
I mean,
that's my main point, because it's one thing to like mark out at Okada versus Omega, which I have my own personal opinion of it, but that's neither here nor there, and I don't particularly give a shit.
Okay.
But Dave Meltzer raised a match. But I will say this: there's a difference. There's a difference between being able to draw a crowd into feeling what you feel, and like tugging at their emotions, which is what wrestling is really all about. You don't need to look any further than like WrestleMania 3, Hogan versus Andre, Savage versus Depot. They got 93,000 people to cheer the shit out of them, and they didn't do anything worse than what, a body slam,
right? But
elbow drop.
But that's also the late 1980s. You know what I mean? Like that was a different time, and you can even it's the same thing with Let's give an example. WrestleMania 17, Hogan and Rock had the whole crowd in the palm of their hands as well. They didn't have to do much. They weren't that great of workers, but they still captivated the audience.
I think the point to be made here is that in order to get over, or in order to have a good match that people enjoy, you don't need to have weapons. But if you want to wrestle with weapons in a deathmatch style, then go for it. Just do it safely. Please. Do it safely. Alright. Is everybody got anything else to add to this subject before we go?
Right, go ahead, Shotgun.
Deathmatch wrestling is still stupid, and everybody who does it willingly is also stupid in a way.
Well, his words, not mine. Go ahead.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Okay. All right. Anybody want to throw out any more plugs before we go?
Everybody can follow me on Shotgun718 on Twitter and Instagram, as well as sooner or later I plan to create a Shotgun fan page on Facebook, so be on the lookout for that. If you were interested in booking me for any events, I'm pretty sure I've burned every bridge that has to do with deathmatch wrestling at this point.
Hey, CZW, book him this year for King of the Deathmatch. Talk about one hot angle.
That would be a hot angle.
Anti-hardcore Mick Foley all over again.
I'd rather be pile driven into a fucking tombstone.
Oh God. All right.
Yes, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, drop me a line, or shit on me for my opinion of hardcore wrestling. I don't care.
And again, tomorrow at 7, DJ Classic presents the Indie Artist Realm. You can listen to that at 7 Eastern. You can listen to my show, Open Mic Wrestling Night, at 9 Eastern. I'll be talking about the World Championship table for 3, as well as a brief Money in the Bank preview. And I have I have a thing or two up my sleeve, so we'll get into that.
I definitely pulled something out of my sleeve this week. We definitely stumbled upon some gold with this deathmatch wrestling topic, that's for dang sure.
Yes.
But, hey, and if you are a deathmatch wrestler and you listen to this show, come on the show and talk to us. I'd like to hear your opinion. I'd like to hear your side of the story. If you work for a deathmatch wrestling company, you're a worker, hit us up and let's get you on the show and let's interview you, because this seems to be quite a hot-button topic here on the Indie Power Rankings Tag Team Top 5.
I might have to do that. Okay, go ahead.
I digress. For my co-host, Shotgun, and producer, Dave, who, he mentioned, go check out Open Mic Wrestling Night tomorrow night. I am Archie. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week.